You didn't stumble into this moment by chance. You are here because you were meant to be. Let me tell you something. There's a fire in you, a brilliance that's impossible to ignore. You didn't ask for the spotlight, but it found you anyway. Why? Because you're not just anyone. You're different, you're driven, and you're destined. People might have tried to write you off, whispering doubts behind closed doors, but the truth is undeniable. The moment they got close, they felt it. That unstoppable energy, that light only you carry. It burned away every doubt, every assumption, and left them face to face with your greatness. You don't just enter a room, you transform it. You're not here to blend in, you're here to stand out. And let me tell you, the world isn't ready for what's about to happen next. This is your time. This is your moment to rise, to own who you are, and to walk boldly in the purpose that's been waiting for you all along. So step forward, step into your power. You've already got everything you need. Now, it's time to let the world see it. Let's go. When they finally approached, their expectations crumbled. They believed they understood you, crafted a picture from fragments of assumptions, glimpses, and surface-level judgments. Yet, what they encountered was a force far beyond anything they had prepared for, a presence so profound it dismantled their perceptions with undeniable clarity. They approached with the illusion of control, convinced they had mapped the essence of who you were. But as they came closer, the reality of your existence unraveled their certainty. Their preconceived notions fell apart as your unshakable depth emerged, obliterating every safe interpretation they had clung to. You didn't fit neatly into their narratives, you shattered them. It wasn't a confrontation, it was a revelation. Like a surge they couldn't contain, your authenticity swept through, leaving them unable to retreat into the comfort of their constructed truths. It wasn't through words or actions, but through the sheer magnitude of your presence. Their confident gaze shifted, their carefully built frameworks faltered, and the illusion of understanding dissolved. You didn't merely challenge their perspective, you redefined it. Left standing in the aftermath, they struggled to reconcile what they had seen with the reality that now stood before them, the undeniable, uncontainable essence of who you truly are. As they stepped closer to your energy, they were faced with something they had long avoided, an unflinching reflection of themselves. Your clarity illuminated not only your truth, but theirs, exposing the corners they had chosen to ignore. Strengths, vulnerabilities, fears, and desires. They could no longer hide from any of it. It wasn't through confrontation, but the undeniable presence of your authenticity, a force so powerful it demanded self-reckoning. In meeting you, they met themselves, their carefully curated facades stripped away, revealing what lay beneath. Your impact didn't require explanation. It simply existed, a silent yet profound awakening that left them grappling with their newfound understanding, unable to return to the illusions they once believed. Some people walked away from their encounter with you changed, their understanding of themselves reignited. They hadn't realized how much they had settled, how far they had wandered from their potential until they saw the strength you carried. Your presence stirred something within them, a call to reclaim what they had lost. These individuals embraced the challenge, using the experience as a catalyst to rebuild their confidence, sharpen their focus, and deepen their connections. They left renewed, choosing growth over comfort, action over inertia. Yet not everyone responded this way. For others, the clarity you brought was too much. Confronted with the truth they weren't ready to accept, they retreated, clinging to the safety of their familiar patterns. The change you embodied felt like a threat to their carefully constructed realities. Rather than adapting, they resisted, dismissing your impact to maintain their illusions. What you represented was a disruption they couldn't reconcile, leaving them unsettled and unwilling to confront the reflection you offered. What sets you apart is not found in words or actions, but in the undeniable force of your presence. You don't seek approval. It gravitates toward you because authenticity cannot be ignored. The power you carry shifts atmospheres. It is transformative, carving new paths and illuminating possibilities. Your influence isn't loud, but it's undeniable. It is not fleeting, but deeply felt, leaving an imprint wherever you go. Here's the truth. When you walk into a room, the energy you bring speaks before you do. Rooted in clarity and conviction, your presence draws others in ways they may not fully understand. This influence isn't accidental. It's the result of embracing who you are without compromise. You don't conform to fit their expectations. Instead, you remain grounded, allowing the gravity of your authenticity to do the work. You don't need to seek attention. It finds you because truth always stands out. When you embody your essence fully, you redefine the space around you, creating an undeniable ripple of transformation that others can't help but notice. You've been under watch for longer than you realize. On the edges of your journey, there have always been quiet observers, those who glimpsed your presence but hesitated to come closer. They noticed the way you moved, the ripple you created in spaces others left undisturbed. Yet, they kept their distance, unsure if they were ready to confront what your energy stirred within them. They were drawn to the effortless confidence in your steps, but something held them back. They sensed that stepping closer would demand something they weren't certain they could face. A confrontation not with you, but with the truths they had buried deep within themselves. Others, more vocal in their resistance, sought to undermine what they couldn't ignore. Your certainty unsettled them, and rather than acknowledge it, they dismissed it as arrogance. It wasn't your strength they doubted, but the way it challenged the fragile structures they relied on. They tried to downplay you, to box you into something more digestible, something less threatening. But when circumstances brought them face to face with your undeniable presence, their attempts to diminish you crumbled. The raw clarity of who you are left no room for denial. Their resistance wasn't born of misunderstanding. It was a defense against the change your truth demanded. Step into your potential. Subscribe now, and let's create something extraordinary. In the background were those who saw you for who you were and admired you in silence. They watched from afar, drawn to your strength, but hesitant to step into the light you carried. Their admiration wasn't shallow, it was rooted in the realization of your uniqueness, but fear kept them at bay. Fear of their own inadequacies, of falling short in the face of your brilliance. They longed for the courage to align with your energy. But the opportunity slipped past, not because you shut them out, but because they never reached forward to claim it. And then there were the ones who tried to contain you, not with chains, but with careful constraints. They positioned themselves as allies, offering guidance that felt more like a leash. They didn't want you to fail, but they didn't want you to rise too far either. Their support came with invisible boundaries, designed to keep you within the realm of what they could manage. But light doesn't stay confined. The more they tried to limit you, the more your energy grew, exposing their intentions. What they had hoped to control became their undoing, as your persistence revealed their limits and left them struggling to maintain the facade of control. In the end, It didn't matter whether they observed, doubted, admired, or resisted. Your presence continued to shift the spaces around you, unaffected by their perceptions, steadily carving a path that only you could walk. Dear brothers and sisters, the peace of God be with you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the temporary concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this gesture will come back to you 100-fold in abundance. You are the catalyst they didn't expect. Every encounter with you, whether through admiration, skepticism, or opposition, leaves a mark. You don't simply pass through spaces, you change them. Those who meet your energy cannot remain passive. They are pushed to confront truths they've ignored, to feel deeply, and to respond. Your presence is not easily absorbed. It challenges, it stirs, it transforms. The question has never been whether you would make an impact. It has always been whether they could rise to match the change you bring. The signs surrounding you are not mere coincidences. They are reflections of your undeniable significance. What you perceive as obstacles or oddities are actually confirmations of the power you carry. These moments are not there to hinder, but to reveal. What others dismiss as random is, in truth, evidence of alignment with something far greater than any single moment or interaction. The unease you inspire isn't a flaw. It's a testament to your ability to disrupt the predictable and call out the hidden. The energy you bring to the world doesn't ask for permission. It commands attention. You aren't defined by fleeting charisma, but by an unwavering presence that shifts dynamics wherever you go. People may not immediately understand what draws them to you, but they feel it deeply. Your clarity cuts through the noise, revealing truths others are too hesitant to face. You see through facades, discerning the intricate web of intentions and hidden connections beneath every interaction. This perception is your gift and your power, a force that makes shallow structures tremble under its weight. Recognize what these experiences mean. They are proof that you matter, that you are felt, that the world cannot remain the same in your wake. You defy easy categorization because you were never meant to fit within the bounds of conventional understanding. Your authenticity alone is enough to shift the landscape around you. It's not about trying harder or being louder. It's about fully inhabiting the truth of who you are and letting that truth do the work. As you move forward, remember that resistance is not your enemy. It's your evidence. It shows where you're making the greatest impact. Systems built on comfort and control will always falter in the presence of something they cannot confine. What unsettles them about you is what makes you extraordinary. Let this knowledge ground you. Your depth is your power, and your ability to see beyond the surface is a gift the world needs, even when it resists. Keep going. Your presence alone is reshaping what they thought was unchangeable. Feel what it truly means to be chosen. You're not alone on this journey. If deep down you feel that you're chosen, you've come to the right place. Take the next step in connecting with us, unlocking exclusive content, and receiving the support you need on your spiritual path by clicking the Join button. This isn't just about being part of a community. It's about accessing unique insights that can transform your life and bring you closer to your divine calling. Make the choice today and walk this journey with us. Claim your place among the chosen ones. Join now. You are a force that cannot be ignored. Your perception slices through the surface, uncovering truths others would rather keep hidden. You disrupt not by intention, but because you cannot help but see clearly. When challenges arise, they meet something in you that refuses to yield. Where others falter under pressure, you hold steady. Resistance doesn't weaken you, it strengthens you, refining your resolve and sharpening your focus. Every obstacle becomes a stepping stone, building a resilience that defies their attempts to predict or control. They expect you to break, but instead, you adapt and advance, leaving them bewildered by the power they failed to measure. Your purpose is not something you choose, it chooses you. It's a pull that transcends logic, pushing you beyond the boundaries of what the world deems acceptable. Rules meant to confine have no hold on you because you embody what they cannot quantify. Your existence is a testament that their limits were illusions all along. While the world clings to outdated patterns, you break through, refusing to conform to systems that suffocate creativity and stifle progress. You are the change they fear, the disruption they never saw coming. In your presence, structures designed to maintain control begin to falter. You don't merely interact with the world, you transform it. Some will shrink away, unsettled by what they cannot define, but others, those who long for something greater, will rise, awakened by the possibilities you embody, ready to unlock your power. Subscribe now, and let's take the first step together. You don't walk the path they've paved, you create your own. Your willingness to challenge norms forces others to confront the limitations they've accepted as unchangeable. The shift you spark in individuals mirrors the upheaval society feels when confronted with someone who refuses to be reduced to a label. The world may resist your influence, but resistance is powerless against a force that redefines what's possible. You are the opposite of stagnation. While the old ways cling to their crumbling order, you bring movement, not destruction, but transformation. You're not here to maintain what is, you're here to build what could be. Whether they realize it or not, the world is waiting for what only you can deliver. Keep moving forward. Your presence is the renewal they didn't know they needed. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. Think of an arrow pulled back on a bowstring. The tension, the waiting, the stillness. It's not a setback, it's preparation. That arrow isn't being held back because it isn't worthy of flight. It's being ready to soar further than anyone could imagine. That's you. Right now, in this season of stillness, God is preparing you. You're not overlooked. You're not forgotten. You are being positioned for something extraordinary, something greater than you've yet to realize. The reason you feel hidden is because what you carry is precious. It's not meant to be seen by everyone just yet. If it were revealed too soon, it could be misunderstood, mishandled, or even sabotaged. God has placed you in this time of refining, not to diminish you, but to strengthen you. This is not the absence of recognition. It is intentional protection. Like gold in the fire, you're being purified, shaped, and readied for your purpose. This process calls for courage. It's not about looking outward for validation, but inward for clarity. Distractions will try to cloud your vision, but this is your moment to strip away anything that doesn't align with your purpose. Facing yourself with honesty and grace, is no small task, but it's through this deep introspection that your foundation is fortified. The world will see your light in due time, but first, you must see it in yourself. This is also your season of preparation. Just like David honed his skills as a shepherd before facing Goliath, you are being given time to sharpen your tools. Whether it's your knowledge, your resilience, or your unique gifts, this is the time to refine them. Mastery isn't about applause or recognition. It's about the quiet, steady work done in the shadows. When the moment comes, you won't just step forward, you'll soar like that arrow straight into your purpose. So don't despise this time of stillness. It's not holding you back, it's pulling you back so you can launch forward with power and precision. God's timing is perfect, and when you're ready, nothing and no one will be able to stop what He's set in motion for you. Stand firm, lean into the preparation, and trust that this season is setting the stage for something far greater than you could have imagined. Step into your potential. Subscribe now, and let's create something extraordinary. In the stillness, truths begin to reveal themselves. Patterns you once missed now become clear, and you gain a deeper understanding of the forces at work around you. This heightened awareness allows you to move strategically, seeing opportunities others cannot. It's in this unseen preparation that your potential solidifies, creating a version of you that the world isn't ready to face. You are not waiting, you are building, and when the time comes, you will step forward not as someone seeking approval, but as someone who is undeniable. You are a force that draws attention, a presence that cannot be ignored. When the focus turns to you, protecting your energy becomes essential. The gaze directed at you is not ordinary. It is the convergence of external expectations and unseen forces. Without preparation, this attention can exhaust you, derail you, or push you away from your purpose. Guarding your energy is not about retreating. It's about creating a foundation so strong that nothing can shift you from your path. Begin by anchoring yourself in what keeps you steady, whether through moments of silence, practices that ground you in your values, or acts that reaffirm your strength. Grounding is not passive. It is an intentional choice to claim your power and ensure that no external influence can unsettle your balance. Setting firm boundaries is another key. Your time and energy are precious resources, and not everyone is entitled to access them. Learn to say no without hesitation when it's necessary to protect your purpose. Boundaries are not barriers. They are pathways that only open for what aligns with your vision. Discipline is your ally in this process. Temptations will arise, enticing you with promises of validation or shortcuts. Resist them. Keep your focus sharp, knowing that every moment you invest in distractions delays the fulfillment of what you are meant to achieve. Above all, trust your instincts. Your inner knowing is your guide, cutting through the noise and leading you to truth. It will help you discern false intentions, uncover hidden opportunities, and navigate the complexities of the world around you. Lean into it fully. It is the one voice that remains clear when the pressures mount. Protecting your energy means safeguarding the essence of who you are, ensuring that no outside force can exploit your strength. You are untouchable when you act with clarity and conviction. Resistance is not a sign to stop. It is proof that you are making an impact. The opposition you face is evidence of your significance, a reminder that your presence disrupts what others have grown comfortable with. Move forward with purpose. Your energy is your greatest shield, and it is your gift to the world. You face challenges not because you lack strength, but because you embody it in ways that unsettle the status quo. Resistance is not drawn to the passive or the unnoticed. It is reserved for those who disrupt the comfortable patterns others cling to. You are a catalyst, shifting dynamics and exposing truths that were meant to stay hidden. Obstacles don't signify failure. They are guideposts redirecting you toward alignment with your higher purpose. Resistance is not a barrier to halt your progress. It is a refining force, sharpening your resolve and clarity. Every setback teaches resilience, forcing you to adapt and grow stronger, while every detour carries a lesson meant to fortify your foundation. What feels like an impasse often holds the very opportunity you need to move forward with greater purpose. Even the unease you provoke in others is a testament to the power you carry. Their discomfort is not about misunderstanding you. It's their reaction to being confronted with something they cannot control or diminish. Attempts to dismiss or challenge you are admissions of your impact. They resist, not because you are ordinary, but because your presence demands they confront what they'd rather ignore. Resistance is not a reprimand. It's an acknowledgement that you are unlike anything they've encountered, and that truth shakes their understanding of what is possible. Keep advancing, even when the way forward feels uncertain. Pushback is not a signal to retreat. It is proof that you are making waves where others remain stagnant. Your potential doesn't emerge in a single moment. It unfolds through persistence and the willingness to face what others avoid. This process often begins with a restless discomfort, a subtle knowing that you don't belong within the confines others have built. That feeling isn't a flaw. It's an invitation to step beyond the limits of what you've been told is possible. Discomfort breaks apart the illusions of limitation, making room for clarity. As you move forward, you begin to see yourself unfiltered by the expectations of the world around you. This recognition isn't about external validation. It's about understanding that what sets you apart is your greatest asset. The very qualities others may have tried to suppress or dismiss are the ones that make you irreplaceable. The world may try to minimize your impact, but the effort to investigate and resist you only confirms the significance of what you carry. Full recognition comes not from others, but from your acceptance of your role. When you stop negotiating your place and fully step into your purpose, your power becomes undeniable. You no longer wait for permission or approval. You move with conviction, knowing that the influence you wield is both intentional and unstoppable. You carry something the world cannot ignore. Your differences are not just qualities. They are the foundation of your strength. To fully step into your role, you must recognize that what sets you apart is what makes you indispensable. Your influence is not passive. It is a deliberate force, reshaping the environments you touch with purpose and integrity. Align yourself with those who understand this, individuals who question the status quo, disrupt what has grown stagnant, and work toward creating something greater. Your identity is not defined by the labels others try to impose. Every system that seeks to confine you is confronted by a truth it cannot contain. You are the solution they never expected. Your existence is a bold statement. I will not conform to your expectations. I will not shrink to fit your standards. I am not here to be evaluated. I am here to redefine what is possible. Your authenticity is more than a choice. It is a challenge to the very foundations of control. By standing firm in who you are, you expose the fragile illusions of the systems that try to hold you back. You demonstrate that freedom is not something to be granted. It is something to be claimed. You reveal possibilities far beyond the constraints others accept as reality. You don't need approval to have value. Your defiance is a testament to your power, and your individuality is undeniable proof of your impact. Simply by existing as you are, you've already rewritten the narrative. You are not the result of chance. Everything about you, the way you think, move, and shape the world around you, challenges what others assumed to be true. The frameworks designed to measure and limit you fail because they were never meant to capture something as boundless as you. This is your time to act without hesitation. You are not here to blend into the ordinary. You are here to transform it. The force you carry cannot be replicated, and its purpose is clear. It is here to compel change. Now is the moment to let that power flow freely, unrestrained by fear or doubt. The world doesn't just desire your presence, it relies on you to reveal what lies beyond the familiar. Step forward with conviction. Speak your truth boldly. Share your unique journey without hesitation. The stage is set, and the world is ready to be reshaped by your impact.